Slay the Spire. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the words of the developer. We fused card games and roguelikes together to make the best single-player deck builder we could. Hang on. I can feel people are just running away already. Don't. Because. Just sit the f*** down, alright? Craft a unique deck, encounter bizarre creatures, discover relics of immense power, and slay the Spire. See guys, this game came out on the 15th of November 2017, and when it came out, people were saying, "Mac, you're going to do Slay the Spire," and I just went, peesh. I just took one look at it and just wanted to vomit all over it. It's just, no. I did ask the developers for a key, but they said, "Go f*** yourself, you big ugly mama." Well, they didn't say it quite like that, but they didn't give us one. And I just kind of looked at it and just thought it just looks shit, It's just another bloody card game. Card game number 6432, they're just crappy now, man. We're sick of card games, let's get something good. But because there's nothing else to do, I just thought, right, I'll fucking do it then. And so I started playing it last night and, well, I'm still playing it. It's freaking great, guys. What you do, it's a roguelike game where you choose between one of three characters. You have to unlock them by playing each one in succession. And each character is a completely different class. One's like a tank, one's like a rogue, and the other one's just a mad robot. And what you do if you're playing the base standard vanilla game, you choose a path up the spire. Now these paths are like a little map with icons on, and you can see they lead all the way to the top where there's a boss fight. On the way up the ladder you'll have various encounters. Some will be a chest, some will be an enemy, some will be a campfire where you can rest or upgrade a card. Some will be a question mark where you could end up getting what's called a relic, or you could get a lot more money. It's just a question mark. You don't really know what you're going to get, but the chances are it's not going to be a fight. It's going to be some kind of riddle, some little mini game even, and you have to get up that spire the best way possible. And there's lots of strategy and tactics in this, and a lot of fucking RNG. For example, relics are very powerful, but getting them can be very dangerous. You might have to take a curse, which is a card that shows up in your deck that's pretty useless. Some of the curses actually do damage when you draw them. And the tactics with this game is not to have a big deck. You've got to have a pretty small deck, which suits me really well, because in real life, and the reason for this is that you want cards that complement each other, and you want to keep drawing them all the time, because let's say you have 15 cards, which is probably the best number to have in your deck. When you've played them 15 cards, they all get put back into your drawing hand again, where you draw cards. The bottom left card deck is the ones you're drawn from. The bottom right is the ones you've discarded. Once you've had a card played, it's discarded. Some really powerful cards you can only play once, and then they kind of expire until the next encounter that you have. So the idea of the game is to build a really good deck up as you go along. You can't choose your cards at the beginning. You're just given all the base cards, but as you come across merchants and things like that in the game, you can buy cards, and every time you do a encounter, which is a combat encounter, you get offered another card. Now you don't have to take the cards. You can also get rid of cards at certain places in the game, which is vital if you get a cursed card, or you want to get rid of some of your shit cards just to keep your deck trimmed and really nice. And you should keep it trimmed and nice, because it's really important that you do that. It's yeah. So as you work up the spire, you'll have many different encounters from different types of creatures. My only criticism of this game is you keep seeing the same enemies over and over again. There's not a massive amount of them. There's a good few, but not a really huge amount of them. And some of them are real nasty bastards. Some of them have a lot of debuffs, some of them have a lot of buffs, some of them buff each other, some of them have a lot of block, some of them have a lot of DPS, some of them are just thieving bastards that steal all your money. There's a bit of that nice variety in how they work. There's just not enough of them, if you know what I mean. But each one is very unique from the last one. The boss fights, again, they're random as well. You don't know what boss you're going to get. Well, you do, because at the beginning, when you choose your spire route, you can see the boss that you get at the top, but there's different types of bosses as well. So, it's going to be different pretty much every time. Once you get to the top of that spire, you then move on to the next spire. The first one's pretty straightforward. Then the next one, it is significantly harder. The enemies is harder, the rewards is greater, but the dangers are also greater as well, and the bosses are harder. And if you can get up that one, it moves on again. And there's leaderboards and everything for you to get up. There's so much customization as well to the game. You can have random rule sets. If you don't like playing the base game and you don't give a toss about leaderboards and you just want to have a really fun game, you can change pretty much everything. You can even pre-build your deck before you go in. There's so much to do in this. There's also daily challenges. I mean, bear in mind, this is an early access game. It's got daily challenges as well. That the developers is putting in, or is it weekly challenges? Sorry, I think it's weekly challenges, but they're constantly updating the game, and it's really good fun. It looks like vomit, obviously. You probably know how it works just by looking at this video. You play your cards, and each card has either an attack or a skill or a buff, and at the top left of each card, as in every card game, you have the mana value of playing that card. The card, and then you have how much mana you have. Generally speaking, you have 3, and most cards is between a 0 and a 1 to play, but some better cards are a 2, 3, and there's some that's even a 4 mana drop to play. You can increase the mana that you have by certain buffs that you get, especially if you're the robot, which is the one I like to play the most. And it's so damn addictive and really fun because there's loads of different ways that you can actually go about winning. Sometimes defending isn't the best way to do it. Sometimes going for the quick kill is the best way to do it. I mean, the rogue character, that's the second character you unlock. He's like a rogue with poisons and daggers. He is bloody lethal. He has huge DPS, and if you build that deck right, you can do amazing burst damage with it. The first character, like I said, is like a tank. I didn't really like that character too much. I played the robot guy. He has these orbs, and you can multiply the orbs with certain cards. It's just getting them cards, because when you go to a merchant, you just have to go off what cards he has to offer you. You don't know what cards he's going to have, and if he has the big cards that you want, then it's a really enjoyable game. But that's when RNG comes in and can f your game completely over by giving you a bad set of relics and some bad cards at the shop. It's just totally random what you're going to get. But I'm having terrific fun with this, and no wonder it was overwhelmingly positive on Steam, and it's just dropped to very positive now, but it's still a terrific game. It's a very cheap game as well. I think it's only $11.99 on Steam, but if you get it on Green Man Gaming, you can get it for $8.99, and you can help the channel if you click the link in the description before you go. That's where I bought mine, and it's a terrific game. If you're into this kind of roguelike kind of combat, turn-based combat with cards, you're gonna like it. It's a terrific game. So there you go, guys. Slay the Spire is definitely worth a buy, and it's fucking hard.